This is part 2 of Rust is elegant. And now that I've been saying this phrase, Rust is elegant, it seems a bit unnatural or weird, but since I have already started this series, I cannot name it otherwise. And I also have some other ideas in the queue that belong to the Rust is elegant series. So with that in mind, this is episode 2 of Rust is elegant. And before we start, I should say that my reference is JavaScript. I'm essentially comparing, in my mind, I'm comparing JavaScript and Rust, and basically whenever I find that Rust is more elegant, is a way of me saying that I would have wished to have that feature in JavaScript as well, or in TypeScript for that matter. But anyway, I think this way of comparing languages is a good way to broaden your perspective when it comes to programming. So this is the part that made me think that Rust is elegant, basically there is a map, an index map, which essentially is a hash map or something like that, or an index map. Anyway, it is a map. It doesn't matter its implementation. What matters is that it has this feature of and modify and the method or insert with. And now that I look at it, it seems that it isn't a Rust feature per se. It's actually a language. It's a library feature, which is not expected, but I think I'll keep this video because I don't think I've seen something similar in JavaScript land, where you would have something like this, a library that wraps the map object and provides you with methods like this. And the base idea in this scenario is that you can get the entry, and based on that you can modify it if that entry already exists, or if it doesn't, you can simply insert the new value. And I think that's all that there is to it. I'll be curious now to see what it does under the hood, but I think that's another topic. So it seems that the magic is due to this IndexMap library, which, yeah, kind of, it isn't a Rust per se feature, but I think it would still stick to this to the purpose of this series. And what I want to say is that I find this piece of code elegant as well, and it doesn't matter so much that Rust provides it or not natively. So yeah, basically what happens under the hood is that it will check for, I'm not going to dive deep into this right now because I don't know, but I'm just curious to see the fundamental idea of what's going on. So if it is occupied, it will simply return it, this f, which I don't know what it is. Yeah, it will modify it. But if it is not, if it is vacant, it will simply do an insert, and call is this function. So this function is what provides the entry, and this entry which I'm looking at is taken from pattern matching. Okay, so the idea is kind of obvious. In JavaScript, I think you do something similar, like you will do something like map.set, and in that parentheses, I think I'll write it somewhere. I think the whole idea is something like So in JavaScript it would be something like, let me also create a new map. So m is new map, and it would be something like, suppose that the entries, that the values of the entries are arrays. So it would be something like m.set, and here we would do m.get, or something like this. And I think we should wrap this, and we can do a push, say 1, and this would be the key, and if the key doesn't exist, it will get an empty array, and it will do something like, we should also set the key here. I know that AI could have solved this already, but as I've said in previous videos, I think it's a healthy thing to make some cognitive effort. So we are setting the key, and the value is, if it already exists, it will be an array. If it doesn't, it will push that value, and it seems to work, although it returns the value 1 and not the array, which was my intention. But I'm not going to spend too much time on that now. I know the problem. I will have to think a bit about on the fix, but the gist of this video, I know I've digressed a bit, is that I find this syntax very readable and at the same time very useful. And I think I would want to take a look at this library. Since it is used in a such important project like IndexMap, it seems like it can be trusted. That's what I think. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.